What's good, everybody? It's your host, Jalen Wilson, back with another playoff, play-in tournament preview. Not playoff, ain't the playoff just yet. Play-in tournament. Today we're doing a Western Conference, and to my left of me we got Brad and Steez. Brad, how you feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. You know, passed my finals. Uh,
That's
did
what's
some
up.
writing. Feeling good. Feeling good. Steezy, how you doing today?
Doing good. I was down bad yesterday, but today, I'm feeling way better. There's a plan with all the stuff with the Grizzlies is happening. They ain't gonna fail me yet. If they do, we're gonna have some problems. But right now, we're
Trust the
feeling good.
process.
Trust the
Hey,
process.
hey, you better tell John Morant to work on that 3-point shooting this summer, cause he gonna
Bro,
need it.
he's been doing decent. If you check the month of April, he shot 43%. I think Doris Brooks got in his head or something, bro. Had to. She was flirting with him or something, talking smack about a shot on live television. Something about that.
We gonna
Well,
get
I checked
taken
They go
down,
April.
him
my
off.
guy.
Well, April, you can check that, but then you check yesterday. It's like you shot 17%. Like, sir,
Dude,
you
they
got
were
some
peer
fouls there.
pressuring him. They were peer pressuring him. I bet you they're saying shoot it. Let him shoot. Like when a shooter hears that, or not my bad, not a shooter because Jaw's not a shooter, but when a player hears that, they're gonna break the shot. It's me every time I'm at the park. They say let him shoot. Damn, I just walk off
Nah.
the court.
Hey, 17 is better than 16. Am I right?
I mean, shoot, but it still didn't help you get that win. So
True.
to start out, we gonna get into the play-in bracket and rules. So we got Lakers versus the Warriors. Then we got Grizzlies versus the Spurs. Lakers versus Warriors, seventh versus eighth. Well, that's seventh and eighth. Then you got the Grizzlies versus Spurs, they ninth and tenth. Uh, the winner of the Lakers versus Spurs will not Lakers versus Spurs. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. The Lakers versus Warriors will will advance to the seventh seed, while the loser will go to the second playing game or the third playing game technically. Then you got the Spurs versus Grizzlies, and the winner of that game will face a loser the seventh and eighth game. Uh, then the winner of that game will go on to get the eighth seed. Now, if you ask me, I think it's gonna be the Spurs, but hey, who am I? So next up, we're gonna get into 3 versus 6 matchup in the Western Conference. That is the Denver Nuggets versus Portland Trailblazers. That's a very exciting matchup. Steve, what you think about that matchup?
Look, okay? So this is my one thing about it. All right, the Nuggets don't got Jamal Murray, okay? And Jamal Murray in the playoffs last year, that boy was different, okay? But who do they do have? It's the Joker. And I'm gonna say this first, John Morant, just because he got cooked by Curry doesn't mean that Curry's MVP. Okay, the Joker is the MVP. All right, and the I'm gonna straight up say it. The Joker's he's gonna beat Lame Time. Okay, he's gonna beat Lame Time, and I think it's gonna be a decent series. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Shout out to the Blazers either way because they did get that guy 42 wins even though he was capping on his bet, but he did get him the 42
$200.
wins. Lillard did his thing. I'll give him the respect there. But when it comes to series, Blazers they did the thing. They got that for sure playoff spot. They don't have to grind out anything in the play-in. I know Lillard said how the playing game last year against the Grizzlies took out so much energy for him for that Lakers series. And I'm gonna say, Lillard, you might be capping a little there, but I can see it. I think that season, that play-in is different. This play-in, because that was only one game. This play-in, if say for example, if you're a ninth or 10th seed and you have to win 2 games, those 2 games might put a wear and tear on you, and then you have to go into that next series and probably get cooked by the 1 seed. So, I'm in general to get that sixth spot is amazing for the Blazers, but I'm gonna say Nuggets are gonna hold this thing down. That's
What's your keys for the Blazers to pull off upset this series?
You're gonna have to prevent the Joker. I mean, that's all I can really say. Like, I think in a way that, because I mean he's been like unstoppable this season, and if you can just pretty much they're not gonna be able to shut him down, but contain him. You know, I think gotta out rebound those boys. You got Enes Kanter. I know Enes Kanter been he be coming out of nowhere. I don't know who you think he is this season with his little 30 rebound game, but I think they have bigs. Also Nurkic. You know they got the bigs to really hold it down with the Joker. But either way, I don't think they're gonna be able to shut him down. It's just contain him, make him earn his points. But the problem with it is he's going to still be able to do his playmaking and his rebounding. I'd take that chance than have him just do his thing offensively.
Yeah, if they can control his playmaking, rebounding, it can definitely get scary for the Nuggets. Um, Brad, what you think about this 3 versus 6 matchup with the with the Nuggets and Trailblazers?
I like it. These teams have played, I believe, 2 times already this season, and some of the I believe one of them was a closer game. Um, I like it. It's gonna be a really nice matchup. The games I think are gonna tend to be on the closer side of things. It's not gonna be like a blowout or anything of that nature. And like Steve said, yeah, they have to contain Jokic a lot. Just contain and make sure that he doesn't get like some of the 50-point, 60-point games that he's had this season. And if that doesn't happen, they lead them to maybe like 30 points, like most of the series. I think that they can win it. Um, if Jokic does something like that, like 30 points, I think that they can win the games. I don't think like any of the games though are gonna be past like 10 points. Though I think it's gonna be within 10 points. But yeah, I think on the Blazers side of the ball, Damian Lillard he has to be playing A1. Same with CJ McCollum. You talked about Ennis Cantor. Yeah, he's been improving a lot. I've watched some games with him. Especially that 30 rebound game against Detroit. I mean, like, you got to give him credit for that. But like, who is on Detroit anymore? Like, where Derrick Rose was like the only good player left. But like, yeah, no, that's my 2 cents on the game.
Um, if it was a player that can have a breakout series in this run in this series between these two teams, who could it be, Steezy?
Oh, these two series. I'm gonna go out and say off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Michael Porter Jr. I was gonna say Norman Powell. So I feel like
That's what I
Norman
was
Powell could
thinking.
do it, but he sold me in fantasy, so I'm not giving him credit. Uh, I'm gonna go MPJ. Dude, Nuggets. You did your thing drafting MPJ. Okay, I was everyone was kind of skeptic about it. Oh, he's injury prone and all this. The Duke can hoop, and he's showing like this season he's been balling, like for sure. He's I don't know if you want to. I think he's gonna take it to a next level, another level next season. But I can see him having a nice little breakout, especially if the Blazers do what I said. You know, trying to contain the Joker. That's gonna lead up to MPJ doing his thing too, especially with Noah Murray.
Yeah, LPJ was doing his thing after Murray got hurt. I believe they went what like
Yeah.
11-3 or 11-4 after Jamal Murray got hurt, and they just Michael Porter Jr. just broke out. And fun fact, two guys, Mo Bamba and Wendell Carter, who were drafted before Michael Porter Jr., are actually on the same team now. You know, Michael Porter Jr. is out here balling. So shout out to the Magic and the Bulls for that. Brad, if it was one player that can have a breakout series between these two teams, who could it be?
I was thinking Michael Porter Jr. when you said that too. Reasons why is he has been balling this season, like Steve said. He's been shooting decent in games. He's been averaging like 50% field goal percentage and like I think it was like 3 points. So that's not bad. He's also 36th in points this year too. So I mean, as a breakout game for him, I would consider probably like 30 points, something like that. I think he can do that as long as he can keep shooting the ball well. But I think he has that potential. But last game against the Trailblazers that they lost 132-116, he only scored 9 points. So, I mean, if everything's right, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if you ask me, he has potential to be like a leading scorer in the NBA for a regular season. Like,
For
I
sure.
think he has that type of offensive potential. Now, will he unlock it with Joker on his team? Probably not, just because Joker is so much of the Nuggets offense. So,
And
um,
also Michael Porter Jr. He also is 26th in rebounds too with 7.3. So that's just adding on to that top 50 into categories, which is pretty dang good.
So Steezy, who do you have winning this bracket, and how many games do you have this series going?
All right. Um. Well, I still think the Blazers are a very solid team, and I mean Lillard's he's gonna go out there. He's gonna do his best. So I'm gonna have to go with even though I think Nuggets are gonna hold this down and they're gonna win the series. I think it's gonna be a scare off the start. This series starts off on a 2-2, but then the Nuggets show up. They blow them out in the next game. They go up 3-2, and then the last game is very close, but the Joker holds it down and they win 4-2.
Brad, who do you have winning this series, and how many games does this series go?
Say that the Nuggets, they get off to a hot start. I'm gonna say they win the first two, and then the Trailblazers, they just don't look back and they just upset the Nuggets, win 4 straight.
Oof, I love that pick. If you ask me, I got the Trailblazers winning in 7. As much as I would hate that tandem of CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, advance to the second round, because that gives Trailblazers organization the hope that, oh well, we can make it to the finals with this backcourt. No, you can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think without Jamal Murray, um, the Trailblazers have the out of five, they have the out of 3, they have 2 of the best 3 players on the court during the series. So next matchup we're gonna get is 4 versus 5. That's Lakers, not Lakers. I'm sorry, the other LA team, the disowned LA team, the Clippers and the Mavericks. Steezy, what you think about this matchup?
Uh, last year, last year in the bubble, this matchup was fire. Um, a lot of yapping going on both teams. They were a lot of drama going on between them, but it was all together. This series was amazing. Shout out to Luca for that nice 3-point buzzer beater he had in that series too, the game winner. This series was fire last year, for sure. Season, I'm sorry, the Clippers are too nice. The Clippers, in my opinion, are the best team in the West right now. They're a team that's going to end this. They're going to be the team going to the finals, in my opinion, this season. Hey, you can look at me where all you want, Jalen. I have so much hope in this Clippers
Smoking.
team. No, I'm
Smoking.
not. I'm not smoking. I don't care.
Yes, you are.
I'm not. Hey, Jalen, they have Rondo.
That's
They
true.
can get to the finals. They got Rondo. That's all I got. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I think this is gonna be still a fire series. Do I think it's gonna be like that? Yeah, I think it's gonna be even better than last season series. I think Mavericks are going to. Oh, actually, I'm taking that back. My bad. I'm taking that back. I don't. If I'm gassed at the Clippers, I can't say that. Yeah, in my opinion, I think this is gonna be. I don't. It's not gonna be as uh, like the drama there was last year's series, but I'm so high on this Clippers team. So I don't. Even though the Mavericks are the 5th seed, they don't feel like a 5th seed to me, and that's just my opinion. Like I don't really feel that like 5th seed like presence from them. Like this game to me more feels like a 2 to 7 seed game. But I'm very very impressed with this Clippers team. It's not gonna be like last season where they blow 3-1. Um, this it's gonna be different this year. Okay. Is Tyronn Lue the guy? Who knows? LeBron was really the coach when he won a championship, so we'll see. But I'm talking about the team itself. They're deep, and I think that the Clippers are gonna get far in this playoffs, and they're my favorite for the West and my favorite for this series.
So if it was an X factor, because I assume you have the Clippers. If you have them go to the finals, you have them beating the Mavericks, of course. Um, who will be the X factor for the Clippers this playoffs?
X factor for the Clippers. Probably Paul George because he didn't show up last year.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we had pandemic P. So, I actually shout out to Brad. Brad did tell me that he was going through like some mental stuff. Like there's something like that within the bubble. So we look bad for clowning him last year in the bubble. I think he's gonna show up this year. It's not in the bubble, anyways. There's not gonna be some. We don't want to see bubble Paul George. This is just the playoffs. and he's X factor. He has to show up because he was nowhere to be found last year in the playoffs.
And it's funny you mention that because the year before last year in the playoffs, he choked against the Trailblazers, and then the year before that, he choked against the Jazz. So, so it's definitely gonna be
It's
interesting
going
to
to
see
be different this year. It's going to be different. And if it's not, then that's gonna suck for me. I'm gonna say.
I said that
It's
2
gonna
years
be
ago, and he shot terrible. Brad, what are some things you look for in this Clippers versus Mavericks series?
I honestly think that the Mavericks are in 5. I got them in 5. Why? Because it's been kind of closer games for the Clippers these last as I'm looking at these 10 games. And I don't like that. They allow too many points on the defensive side to teams that they shouldn't have. And I don't like that at all. Surprising. And then when I take a look at the Mavericks, I mean, yeah, those last 2 games because they benched some of their starters, but um other than that, like I don't know. Gonna be a closer series, but I'm gonna say Mavericks in 5 because they've played better against better competition, and I just feel like that is gonna be one of the main reasons. I think they show up more and better in pressure is what I'm trying to say. That's what I say.
That's definitely important. Clutch time, man, one of the most important times during the game. Brad, who do you think would be an X factor for the Mavericks this series?
Um, Probably I forget his first name, but Brunson. I forget his first name.
Jalen Brunson.
Brunson.
Yeah, he's he's gonna be a surprising player. I think he's not gonna be like the standout X X factor. That's probably gonna be Luca, but I would say probably him. Outside of that,
I actually love that pick just because if you ask me, Jalen Brunson is their second best playmaker. So they really have no other playmaker next to Luca, and Jalen Brunson is their next playmaker. And I think with Jalen Brunson as your secondary playmaker, I don't think that's a good recipe, but who knows? Steezy, who takes the assignment to guard Luca this round for the Clippers? Kawhi or Paul George?
I mean, it's gotta be Kawhi, right? Like, I feel like it's gotta be him. The claw. Like, I just we know how he is defensively. Um, Either way, I know we're gonna need Pat Bev to get his team together and get him the 101 tips of how to get in Luca's head and stuff. But I think if it comes to the defensive assignment, yeah, it gotta be Kawhi in my opinion.
yo, Steez. Hey. That's my favorite moment from Kawhi. Hey.
Man, Kawhi has given us so many good moments to where it's not even meant to be that funny. Um,
He's just being himself.
so yeah, he's just being himself. He ain't trying to be funny.
He looks like a robot. I'm not gonna cap. I'm sorry, Kawhi, if you're watching this, but
He's a robot.
you act like a robot. I'm sorry, dog. Like I'm sorry.
Kawhi know this. He is the
So
robot.
Brad, you got the series going to 5?
Yeah.
So the Mavericks, right?
It's gonna be. Do you want me to explain like the game style of it, like who wins what game? Quick.
I mean, you can if you want to. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's back and forth the first 2 games. Then the Clippers take the third game, and then third game. No. I got back and forth, and then I got I got Clippers winning the first one, and then I just got Dallas winning the rest.
Jeez, that would be a heartbreaker for. I mean, if it's any Clipper fans out there for Clipper fans, but
And they
also
probably
for
numb, they
Paul
probably numb
George.
to it at this point. They numb to it at this point.
I just don't think the Clippers have
uh,
the. I don't know. I just don't think that they had the most durability in better depth as why but
I can actually see what you're saying with the ability because they have had Kawhi has been injured sometimes during the season. Then you have Paul George being injured at times during this season. Rondo has sort of
So
kind
you're
of,
always
well,
kind
he's
of
been in the
worried.
lineup for the most part, but sometimes he's been out the lineup. Yeah. Serge Ibaka was out of the lineup for a time in April and early May. So I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying. I really do. Pat Bev was even out the
It's
lineup
Serge
for like a
Ibaka,
month and
like
a half. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
Like how?
I'll
What season is Serge
like I
Ibaka
understand what
in?
you're
Like
saying.
his shoot.
I'll say
How
one thing.
long is Serge Ibaka?
Say one thing. If the Clippers get booted out the first round, Kawhi going to New York, and not Brooklyn, the Knicks. He's going. The Knicks going to get their stuff.
Honestly, I could see that in a way. I could a little bit.
They got the
If that
money.
happens though, then
They
they're
got the
going to
money.
the finals. You got to go to the finals if that happens.
You asked me, he should go to Boston.
I knew you
Steezy,
were gonna say that.
Steezy, you have the Clippers winning, but in how many games do you have the Clippers winning?
And 5.
In 5?
Switch Brads. But
We
no, and
both got in 5.
mine go different though. Clippers win first 2. Games are gonna be good though. They're gonna be nice, intense games. Then Mavericks are gonna get a blowout in the 3rd game. People are like, "Damn, Mavericks gonna make this return," and then Clippers gonna win the next 2.
I got one
I actually
question for
like that.
Steez real quick.
Go ahead.
I got one question for Steez. Is it
Yeah.
you don't want the Mavericks to win because of that one buzzer beater against the Grizzlies, right? Because
No,
Luka.
no, no. No, Luka
No,
cool, bro. It
no,
got that was Grayson's
no,
fault. That's not Luka's fault. So
no.
Luka's
You
cool,
missed
bro.
2 free throws.
But if you ask me, I got the Clippers in 5 too. I think they're gonna win the first 3 games. The Mavericks win the 4th game, then Clippers win the 5th game. Done deal right
Got
there.
5 on it.
Yep, I got 5 on it.
Brad
I
got
got
a
5
hot take on this one.
on
uh,
it.
any last thoughts about this series?
Nope. Goodbye, Dallas. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Sorry, not Dallas, Clippers. My bad.
you messed that.
That's reverse
So
psychology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with
next we're
your
gonna
curse.
get hey. So next we're gonna get into Steezy's playing bracket, and he's gonna give his thoughts and takes on it.
Alrighty. So gotta talk about my playing bracket. So I'm just gonna say this is gonna be a trigger warning to all Dub Nation fans, to all Laker fans. Yes, you see it. You see it clearly. So I'm gonna just start off with, I guess, the 9th and 10th seed game. We got the 10th seed Spurs, and we got the 9th seed Grizzlies. Now, Spurs, they're only here because of my Grizzlies. Okay, let's get that straight. Okay, they suck. They were about to lose every game, and they're gonna let Luke Walton somehow make a playoff spot. Like what so you and they're gonna and now I got Jalen over here telling me that the Spurs they really like that. Okay, no, it's not happening. They're gonna lose every game and let the Kings make the playoffs. It's not happening. I got the Grizzlies holding this down. Okay, with that, okay, let's just talk about this. So the Grizzlies and Warriors game, okay? I'm just gonna say, Ja Morant was not on his Grizzly, all right? He did. I swear to God, Adam Silver had to put like some NyQuil in his water or something before the game. I was telling dude to wake up the whole game. I thought when Jermaine Cole said that, Ja Morant, I'm on my Grizzly, I thought he was gonna get the boy superpowers, but no, it didn't. So it just with the game, it did not go the way I wanted to, and I mean, it was tough. But it's Curry. But I said there's a plan to this. Grizzlies go to this ninth seed, right? And then we got Popovich. That's the credit I'll give the Spurs. They got Popovich. He's like that. He's like the greatest coach of all time. So he's like that, okay? And this is my thing though. The Spurs aren't like that. Popovich, the Popovich is the only prayer for the Spurs, because Spurs are not like that yet. They have a nice future, but they ain't beating my Grizzlies, and I don't care. And when the Grizzlies are gonna we're gonna be in our house. I saw today 40% up on capacity in our stadium. It's gonna be loud there. We're gonna beat them Spurs, right? And when we beat the Spurs, a light ball is gonna click in DeRozan's head. He's gonna be like, "Damn, the Grizzlies are nice." And that's when DeRozan's like, "Damn, I'm gonna go to that team in free agency." So then we got the Lakers and the Warriors. I mean, the NBA loves this one, right? I know the NBA wanted the Warriors to beat the Grizzlies because they want to see Bron versus Curry. It's just facts. And so we got Bron versus Curry. Curry's not MVP, but Curry, you've been balling. congrats to you. You're 33 and you got the scoring title. That's outstanding. I'll give you your credit. You cooked my Grizzlies, okay? Dylan Brooks was doing his thing until he got fouled out, and then I saw Desmond Bane try to do some stuff. I don't get that, but uh, yeah, you cooked us. Jordan Poole too came off the bench, cooked us. It was a sad game. But Curry came out when it mattered, and he did his thing. Despite taking 36 shots, he still dropped the 40, and he got the win. And that's the most important part. The whole Baron Davis thing, where he pulled up his shirt and stuff, all hype in the end of the court. And but now you're against LeBron James and Anthony Davis for a playoff spot or for a seventh seed. It's not your last chance though, so that's a good thing. And I'm gonna say it. The King's gonna win this. Okay, he's going to win this. LeBron's gonna come in. LeBron's gonna play Curry, and I think LeBron got this one. Okay, you're not gonna have my sorry ass Grizzlies trying to rebound the ball. They were just tapping it to you guys, giving you guys a million second chance points. We're not gonna give this. We're not gonna get your. You're not gonna win the rebounding battle. Okay, Draymond's gonna struggle. Okay, we got Donkey Green and against. Okay, Drummond's not very good, but he gets boards. Okay, he gets bored. So they're gonna win the rebounding battle this time. Okay. I'm trying to think who else I know they got Marcus Sol, but he don't know how to play basketball anymore, so I'm not even gonna mention him. Even though I'm a Grizzlies fan, but yeah. So I got the King winning this game. He gets a 7 seed. Grizzlies versus the Warriors. Redemption time. Okay. And this time, Ja is gonna be awake. Okay, this time he's gonna be awake. I gassed him up to last game. No. He's gonna be awake this game. This is where it matters the most. Okay, if we're gonna play the Warriors, he's gonna get that bounce back game. Dylan Brooks gonna clamp up Curry. It's gonna happen. Okay, I think Jaren's gonna go off this game. He's gonna actually hit his shots. Okay, like I'm just gonna say, Grizzly fans, the ones making the excuses saying, "Oh, they it's the refs' fault. They just want to see Bron and Curry." Bro, we had 6 threes. What do you expect? You think we're gonna win the game when we got 6 threes? No, Curry outshot the whole team. So this time we're actually gonna go in there and we're gonna hit our threes. And I just think if Ja woke up, we hit a little more threes, we would have won this game. Ja was just not there. This time I'm praying he's gonna show up this time. Grizzlies are going to beat the Warriors and we're gonna get that 8th seed. Boom. Now I mean that's all I gotta say about my playing. That's pretty much it. Grizzlies are gonna pull it off. So yeah, let's get up to the next playing prediction.
That wasn't even a tournament like segment, bro. That was a comedy segment, bro. Shit. All right, but anyways, dude, you had me coughing over here and shit, dude. But anyways, all right. So first off, we got the Memphis Grizzlies versus Spurs. I say the Grizzlies win this game because one, I think they figure out the rotation this game, and then they have shown in games that if they don't allow a ton of rebounds and they get the rebounds, that they can actually get that they don't allow so much second chance opportunities like Steez was saying. Like, if that doesn't happen, then we would win I think we would go like 45 and like whatever. I think we could win like 45 games if that happened. Like, if we allowed under like maybe 5-6 second chance points a game. But yeah, also, like, we have shown throughout the season that if we can do those things, we can win against better opponents that were better coming in the game. We've beaten Dallas in a blowout one game. It was like 133 to like I don't even know. And then we beat Blazers too. And then yeah, we beat the Heat too. And then also if we can the main reason why we will win though, I think, is because we're gonna be doing better at the free throw line as well. We have not been doing it. We have struggled so much on that this season. Steve could tell you that secondhand as well. Some matchups I'm looking for in this game though would be Jaren Jackson Jr. versus DeMar DeRozan. That matchup's gonna be a really good matchup in my opinion. It's gonna be somewhat of a harder matchup for Jaren though because he hasn't been shooting the ball as much. It's gonna be an easier matchup for DeMar DeRozan. So hopefully it's a Grizzlies fan. Jaren Jackson can hit his shots this game. Another thing though is uh they have beaten teams like the Bucks and the Blazers too also. So it just comes down to if we can really hit our free throws, hit our shots, don't give up like at least under like 10 second chance points this game. If we can do that, even if this game isn't I'm not gonna say this game's a blowout. I'm gonna say it's within 10. Because I think it's gonna be a competitive game on both sides. But that's what I got for that one. So I got Memphis winning that one. Moving on to the loser of the 7 versus 8 seed, and then we got the Warriors versus Lakers. I say the Lakers in this game though. I had a change of heart. I went back and forth a couple times before this show. I thought the Warriors originally, but I switched to the Lakers because they have been on fire recently. They've won 5 of their last 5. They've beaten the Suns and the Nuggets, which are really good teams. Suns, I got to give you guys your credit. You guys have just been going off. Oh yeah, also free promo real quick. Jalen got an article of why Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton are gonna be X factors for the Suns' playoffs. Go check that out on the website, realmusproductions.com. But next, anyways, they have won games against the Suns and the Jazz, which are really good. But one of the main reasons that the Lakers are going to win this game is because they have better rotation. They have better rotation players and more depth on their team than the Warriors. So I think that's going to be one of the main reasons. Another reason is because Curry, if they can lock down Curry, I don't necessarily mean like lockdown, like maybe get him only let him get like 20 points or something like that. I think that significantly increases their chances of winning because you've seen Curry go for 50-point games back to back some games this season. And if they can hold them to under like 25 points, something like that, then I think they can win this game. But if they can't do that, I think that the Warriors are going to win this series, this game. Um, but yeah, if they can contain Curry, then the Lakers will win this game. Some key matchups I'm going to look for this game is Dennis Schroeder versus Stephen Curry. I think that's going to be a great matchup on both ends. Also, Anthony Davis versus Steve said Donkey Green. But last time these last two teams played was the Lakers won 128-97. In Anthony Davis locked. Well, no, actually, he didn't play that game. Montrezl Harrell played, but it's still even more embarrassing that Draymond Green only was allowed 2 points by Montrezl Harrell. I'm not saying Montrezl Harrell's a bad player or anything. He's a decent like rotation player, but just against Draymond Green for only 2 points, like, geez, dude, like, shoot. And also Dennis Schroeder, he didn't really lock down Curry the last time that they played, but he did only allow Curry to get 22 points, which is on the lower side of the ball. So, like I'm saying, like the outcome for with that was 128-97. And if Schroeder can do that again and only allow Curry 22 points, then I think that the Lakers can win this one easily, honestly. Um, but yeah, if they can do that, that's pretty much the main reason I say. Um, but yeah, some more things is Schroeder didn't really have a big game that they played, but he's more of a passer. He got like 7 assists that game. He's more of a passer. Um, so he didn't really get locked down. Um, in this game though, I say that Anthony Davis only allows Draymond Green to get 10 or less points, and that Anthony Davis scores at least 25 or more. Also, I got Curry going for at least 32 points. So I don't say that the Lakers lock him down, but I do say that this will be like single digits, single digits, like 5 points within 5 points. I say that Dennis Schroeder hot. Well, it's not really a hot take, but I'm just gonna make a prediction that he gets like 8 or more assists this game. Also, a big guy, um, for the Warriors, I think that will come off the bench is Kent Bazemore. For the Warriors, why I say Bazemore will be a big guy coming off the bench for the Warriors this game is because in the last 5 games that he has played, he scored over 14 points in the last 3 of the 5 games, and he's also had 2 steals in 3 of the last 5 games as well, which is good defensive and offensive side of the ball. And then for Basemore's matchup, he's going to be matching up with Kyle Kuzma, whose defense is okay, but I think Basemore will do better on that matchup than Kuzma will. But yeah, so that's all I got for that. And then I got the Grizzlies. I'm gonna have Grizzlies winning against the Warriors in a revenge game. And I'm gonna say, hey, Steve, you got it right, man. Curry's gonna get locked down by Dylan Brooks, so it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen, bro. Uh, uh, yeah, man, it's just gonna happen. Curry, you want to talk shit now, but just wait a few games. Wait a few games, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all I got for my bracket, guys.
So that was Steezy's and Brad's playing bracket. I think Steph Curry's allowed to talk shit, Brad. 2-time Finals champion,
No,
3-time Finals champion.
we'll see.
Unanimous MVP, 2-time MVP. Um, I think that's a loud shit talking resume. Uh, now we're gonna get to some rapid fire questions. So my first rapid fire question is: did the Clippers duck the Lakers in the playoffs? Now keep in mind, the Clippers won't be able to play the Lakers until the Western Conference Finals. So did they duck the Lakers in the playoffs, Brad?
I don't think so. Really.
Steezy?
Uh, nah. I don't really see it. I don't think they ducked them. It's just,
Hey.
it's like,
Yo,
hey,
and you
I
have
didn't.
your take on it, bro. You got a different take. I can see.
I got a big take. They ducked the mess out of the Lakers. I'm telling you, they were scared. They know they don't match up well. They know they scared of LeBron and Anthony Davis in that second round matchup. They scared
Well, I
LeBron
think
Anthony
it'd be
Davis.
fair, but it's like
Like,
I don't think they purposely like would say
I
something. I don't
don't
think they
know.
purposely.
Whenever you
Because
sit
I mean,
your
they can't
whole,
control it.
I mean,
I
they
don't think
sat
the Lakers.
Kawhi
I
Leonard
didn't think
through
the
a Paul
Lakers.
George.
They didn't expect the Lakers to be a 7 seed.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Man.
don't know. I think they're running from it. They running from the Lakers. They didn't get to play Lakers last year. Now the Clippers trying to make us avoid the battle of LA. We didn't get it last year. We deserve to have it this year, Clippers. But y'all want to duck from smoke. It's okay. Everybody on the team scared except for Rondo. But so tell me this. If you ask me, the Lakers are really, really the only team in the play-in tournament that has a chance to go on and win the NBA championship just because they have LeBron and Anthony Davis and they're on different levels compared to every other play-in tournament roster. If the Lakers go on to win the play-in, then make it to the NBA Finals and win the finals, will this be the most impressive NBA ring ever? Steezy, go.
I don't think I can confidently say it because I'll have to go back and actually look. If and like you really think like, damn, is this really like the most impressive one? I mean, LeBron already has a really impressive ring with that 3-1 comeback. So it's like it's hard to say that this is the most impressive one. It's right there though, just because. I mean, damn, the Lakers. People can look at the Lakers and be like, "Oh, it's LaFraud, LaMickey, he trash. They're 7 seed." Like, bro, you gotta understand all the stuff that the Lakers have been through this season. It's just like it's been a bad season for them. A lot of stuff that they didn't think was gonna happen happened. A lot of injuries. Um, but when it's all said and done, I think the King gonna do his thing right here. And like you said, if whoever gonna have to play the Lakers, because I mean I think I have them going as a 7 seed. Or yeah, I just expect there's no way I don't think the Kings will get booted out in the play-in. I can't see that. If he does, then God, that would be bad. But uh, whoever has to meet him, that's gonna suck. Cause I think LeBron gonna do his thing. LeBron and AD. If you're a second or first seed and you have to see LeBron and AD in your first round, you feel like you got cheated. Uh,
Thanks
and
real
I
easy,
mean,
man.
and I mean, like, yeah, I dead ass think if the Lakers can really, make a final, they're gonna make a finals run. Either way, it's the Lakers. With LeBron and AD. So, yeah, I don't want to confidently say this is the most impressive, but it's right there. It's like super close if they do it.
Yeah, I think people don't realize like sometimes like LeBron in the playoffs is a whole different animal from regular season. Bron, it's a whole different type of player, especially when we get into that fourth quarter and the game is close.
Tell me
Um,
this though: is LeBron actually? Is his hairline gonna be crisp when he gets to the playoffs, or is he gonna still
I
be?
mean, he's had time to get it worked on. He always do that before the playoffs. He do that he do that before the season start, off the break, and before the playoffs. Um, Brad, if the Lakers make it out the play-in tournament, then they go on to win the NBA Finals, will this be the most impressive ring won by an NBA team ever?
Again, like Steve said, yeah, they have been through a lot this season. Injuries. They've had LeBron injured for some, Anthony Davis injured for some. So it really depends if everybody's A1. It has been an impressive season. How they've been able to come back this last stretch from the injuries and prove some stuff back, get some respect back. But I don't know. I feel like the Suns are gonna do it. feel like the Suns are gonna do it. I see it though. They got CP3, they got Mikal Bridges, they got DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker. So I think that they have a really good chance of doing it. But do I think this is the most impressive? No. So yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. It's two people out on down the sports world right now. That's Tom Brady and that's LeBron James. I can't go against the grain with LeBron. I'm sorry.
Man, I went against Brady every time in the playoffs last year. Look what happened. You just can't do it. You just can't.
So for my third rapid fire question, does Paul George have the most does Paul George have the most to prove this playoffs? You keep in mind he signed that 5-year extension. Big deal, by the way. I don't know how much money it was, 5-year extension. And well, Kawhi Leonard after this season could be a free agent. Keep in mind also that Paul George has played terribly these past 3 playoffs. If you want to count the last season in Indiana, it's 4 then. So keep in mind those things. It's it's sad for Paul George, but does Paul George have the most to lose this all season? Brad?
I mean, last season, the bubble, I can understand it. He came out and said, we were talking about earlier in the show that he was going through stuff in the bubble about like anxiety and depression and stuff like that. And I get that. I've been there, done that. But, you know, I don't know if he has the most to prove. I mean, he's starting to, I'm not trying to say like he's old and he's starting to get like worse, but I'm just saying like he's getting on that older side in his career, like his like last few seasons in his career. So, I'm a say I don't know if he has the most to prove, but I mean with that extension, it definitely puts some more pressure on him to do well in this playoff. So I don't know.
Steezy, does Paul George have the most to prove in the playoffs this season?
But with all that happened in the bubble last year, and like you said, his other playoff, fails. It, I'm gonna say no. And the reason I'm saying no is because instead of Paul George has to prove everything, the guy I think that has to prove the most is in this playoffs is Giannis.
Why?
Mm.
Because Giannis they just expect more from him. Like this dude was back to back back to back MVP, and look what happened in the playoffs each of those years. People are gonna keep clowning Giannis about how you can be this great player and all this, but you keep choking up in the playoffs. This is I feel like he has to prove all these haters wrong. Like damn, bro, I'm gonna get this Bucks team because I think the Bucks team is very solid this season. Even though they've been it's been a little rocky of a year. In some top parts of the season, this team is very solid, and I think Giannis is going to try to he's going to make a finals run, and he has a lot of proof. I think more than Paul George.
I like that answer. For me, it's Paul George, but I don't blame you for answering Giannis because Giannis does have a lot to prove to people. Critics most definitely this year, well, this postseason. Um, Before we get to the fourth question, I just want to say this: breaking news: Luke Walton, it will be staying as the Kings head coach for another season. So,
You for real?
yeah, it reported.
Oh,
He is staying with the Kings for another season. Shout out to the Kings for not making the playoffs next year. Uh,
16 straight. Damn.
but
Bro, DeAndre Fox better trade out of there
Yeah,
ASAP. Buddy
DeAndre Fox.
Hield.
You mean De'Aaron?
De'Aaron, my bad. I don't know. I got that mixed up. But De'Aaron, Buddy Hield, you better you
Buddy
better get
Hield's
out of
down
there.
bad right now.
man, so bad. Um, so last question is, who is your MVP this season? Easy go.
I think I've said it multiple times on the show already. uh, the MVP of the season is the Joker. I mean, come on. What center you see with the oh wait, no. Wait, let me actually are you talking about finals MVP?
No, MVP and regular season
Yeah,
MVP.
okay, yeah. Yeah, it's the Joker. I was making sure. Dude got eight assists as a center, bro. So he's doing stuff I haven't seen from a center. And the thing that makes me mad is because I mean this dude's so slow. I watch him on the court, bro. He's just like we really let this dude just drop us off. But his footwork is just so pristine and he just does it
Yeah.
he does everything so right. And it's like, damn, this dude was really he was like when he was a kid, bro, he was drinking a 2 liter of Coke every day. And now we got this dude over here being an MVP candidate, and he's looking like he's number one in my opinion. I got the Joker.
Brad, who's your MVP this season?
Fan favorite. I would say Jokic because he's a center. And he's been shooting like threes, heck consistent, like really consistent. And then like actual MVP, I'm gonna say LeBron, but I feel like he's gonna get a little bit snubbed though by the NBA this year again because of the injury that he had, and that's pretty much why. But I'd say overall, I'd probably say Jokic too.
Any last thoughts from y'all two?
You guys
Grizzlies in
watched the
one.
show.
Grizzlies in one against the Spurs.
One,
Hey.
yeah, obviously. One quarter.
Don't
One
doubt
quarter.
Popovich.
One quarter.
Do not
Yeah,
doubt Popovich.
hey, love you, Pop, because you give me a lot of good basketball memories, but it's raps when it's right here. It's raps. Grizzlies in one. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
man. One
Oh,
quarter.
also, Jenkins, give John Contra some minutes. You heard me.
Brad, any last words?
Grizzlies in 4 against the Jazz. That's all I gotta say.
Actually, hey, one thing I gotta say too, I gotta plug out make sure to go check out the R1P website, realonesproduction.com. You gotta plug that. We're gonna have
Just made
we
that.
got a lot of content coming there, and you can go have the R1P Plus, a little subscription if you want some other content
Better
coming
than
in the
Disney
near
Plus.
future. So yeah, like go check it out.
But I appreciate Steez and Brad for giving their takes this episode. I appreciate everyone that watched this. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and until next time, we out. Peace.
Sir.